Would you like to know how to belt correctly, safely, and effectively? Well, I'm about to tell you. Hey there, YouTube. This is Mike Goodrich with The Inner Singer. And there's a lot of misinformation out there about belting. There's some good information. There's a lot of misinformation and incomplete information. So I want to give you kind of the straight dope today about what belting is. And I've worked with singers probably in over 25 Broadway shows, so I have a pretty good idea. And I've been doing this for quite a long time. The thing that people are missing when they're teaching belting is they're missing the steps leading up to it. Belting is singing dangerously. I like to call it singing dangerously. So what belting is not singing stupidly. It's singing dangerously, which is very, very exciting for the audience and the singer if it's done properly. Really, really effective. We all know it. So, what is belting? Belting in the extreme upper registers for men and women, not even the extreme, just when you get into the upper register, in the bridge, in the first bridge, in the break area, and above, is always, when it's done correctly, a mix. And a mix is not a cop-out. A mix is the way all of your great favorite singers, male, female, Broadway, pop, gospel, country, R&B, it does not matter, opera even, the men. Mix is what all of the great ones are using. The amateurs and the people who gave belting a bad name are yelling in their chest voice. Going real broad with the vowels and yelling. That's not singing dangerously. That's just singing badly. Okay? So there are very important steps. Belting is very advanced. So there are really important things that you need to make sure you have in order before you take on belting. It's not just something that you decide to, like I say, watch a video and try and figure out unless you're doing the proper steps. So I already said belting in the upper ranges for men and women is always a mix. Really, really important. Because imagine that you have a car with a transmission. I've been giving this analogy for 30 years. I hear it floating around out there now by people that have probably either made it up themselves or heard it from me. But anyway, imagine you have a car with a transmission. It's got 4 gears in it, first, second, third, and fourth. It's a standard shift, meaning you have to push in the clutch every time you shift gears. So you're in first gear, that goes a certain speed before you have to shift the gear and go into second gear. Automatic transmission works great. You just push on the gas and it goes through all the gears. That's what we want with our voice. But for a while, what we have is a standard shift where we have to know, okay, I'm in my chest voice, first gear. I need to go into my mix, second gear. And I need to know where I do that in the voice. So the first thing that's really important with belting is that you get in your mix, okay? It's not that you do a polished, finished, wonderful belt. It's that you get in your mix. Now let's just say that the word you're belting is father, which is an ah, which is a very broad vowel, right? Now the tendency, if we don't know to get in our mix first, is to go too broad and pull up too much weight. And let's say we're singing an F sharp for a guy. And we have to say, my father. Now, if we go too broad and we don't know what we're doing and we don't know that a belt is a mix and we don't know how to dial the vowel in, the tendency could potentially be to go, my fa, and just yell it. Okay, and that doesn't serve anybody. It sounds bad, feels bad. There's just nothing good about that when it comes to singing. But if we understand that, okay, belting is a mix. So the first thing I have to do before I sing the polished, finished belting sound is I've got to get in my mix. How do I do that on the F sharp if I'm going to say the word father? Well, by the way, I have a video called The Magic of Vowels that you can get at my website, mikegoodrich.com/free videos. which will go over everything I'm talking about in great detail. Plus, there's a downloadable vowel chart that I walk you through. Okay? So, and the link will be below in this description of this video. But that just popped into my mind because what I'm going to go into is just a little bit about vowels. So if you have to sing an ah, you've got to find a narrower vowel to dial in on so you can work back to that ah. Now let's say in this case, let's just go all the way to an like foot. And instead of saying my father, we're going to say my foot. Okay, and it's not the word, but we're going to get to the word. But first we have to dial and get to the mix. So if we're going my fa, and that's not working, but we decide my foot. Ooh, that works. My foot. My foot. Okay, now that's not very belty, not very exciting, not even the vowel. But I have accomplished my first goal, and that is to get into my mix. So now, I got to sneak towards the vowel that I want to say without falling out. So here's what's happening now. Take my little phone. This is a cliff. Okay? Singing dangerously and singing and belting properly is walking right up to the edge of this cliff and not falling off. Okay? Yelling and singing stupidly and just singing badly is walking right up to the edge of this cliff and yelling and falling off. Okay? Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to see that. What I'm doing with the it's not even the right vowel, right? It's not the right sound. That's being very careful, but it's a step. And so I'm walking back here. I got plenty of room. I'm not singing dangerously at all. I'm not close to the edge, but I'm going to start walking up closer to the edge because I'm starting with and I'm going to go from to ah slowly. And I'm going to walk up to that edge with there I am. I'm on the edge and I'm walking with an ah right now. Okay? So, I know that wasn't the F sharp, but the idea is the same thing. So I would go up there on now I'm on an Now I creep from and I start walking, a little cliff again, right? Start walking to the edge, and I don't want to fall off. So I'm at and I walk up to the edge. Now if I fall off, I go and I fall off. That's not what I want. So, first thing is you've got to get into your mix. The second thing is, well, let's say the first thing is you got to figure out what sound you're going to use that's close to the one you want to belt to get you into your mix. And then from there, you start walking towards the vowel that you need. In this case, it's an ah that we want to sing. So we get in there with an and we make it there, okay? Now, if it was an ah, we'd probably go in with and we go and we work our way to the ah. And I go into this a lot more detail in the video that I told you about, the magic of vowels. But this is the important thing about belting. So it's not the first step isn't just, I'm going to see if I can sing this high note in my chest voice. The first step isn't, I'm going to see if I can, feel this high note in my mask. The first step isn't trying to belt if you've never gotten in your mix. And the first step isn't yelling the high note. The first step is getting into the mix. So you identify the vowel that you need to sing. You identify a vowel sound or a sound that will get you in to your mix. And then you start sneaking, nudging your way towards that vowel. You start in a safe place where you're in the mix. You start walking towards the edge without falling off. And that's the way to belt. Okay, now I'm not going to go into the science of what's happening with the vocal cords. There's plenty of people that talk about that. I'm sure you've seen that. But it is a mix that you want to master. So we're going to do this. I want to give you an exercise. This is for the men. And then I'll give you women an exercise as well. Same idea. Because we want to use to get to ah, we want to get in the mix and we want to nudge our way. Na, na, na. I'm going to give you an exercise that goes like this. And I'm going to put you men on E flat 3 to E flat 4, which is going into your first bridge. And then I'm going to take you up a bit. I'm going to show you how this goes. You're going to say no, 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 na, 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 na. Okay? Just so you can get in and feel that you're starting with a narrow vowel, a na, and you're working your way to na. Now watch. It goes no, 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 no. Okay? And that's how it goes. So, we're going to do that first, and I'm going to just take you through your first bridge to a G. Okay? I'm not going to take you to the extreme high notes, because I don't know where you are, and I don't want you to accidentally start yelling, okay? But do your best to do this like I'm doing it, and then we'll go back and we'll sustain a little bit, okay? So first, let me play again. You're going to say, no, 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 and try and keep a little bit more of the mouth shape, no, 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 versus no, 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 okay? Look in a mirror. Or find some way to look at your phone, your selfie on your phone or whatever. Okay? And. Here we go. No, na, na. F sharp. First bridge, going through it. Good. Now, did you make it through the bridge and behave yourself on the vowels and not yell? Now, again, I mean, this is pretty advanced stuff. Belting it is advanced. So just do your best on it, okay? Now, this time I want to sustain. So you're actually going to go no, 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 no. Okay? And now, really, really important as you start getting up towards your E, F, F sharp, G, because you really are going to be at your ah sound sooner than you think you are. So when you're up on this F sharp, and you're going, for example, no, 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 no. Don't let it go. No, 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 no. Don't let it go there, okay? It's got to stay very vertical so that you don't want to splat out. Because now you're starting to go really through the bridge. And it's very important that you go vertical up instead of like that, because if you go out like that, you're going to be pulling way too much weight in the voice and it's going to become a yell. We don't want to yell. We want to belt. We want to sing dangerously, but we want it to be a belt. So, going to have you do that again. No, 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 no. Okay, and. No, 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 no. E natural, A. We're going to the F. And across the bridge to the G. Here we go. Awesome. Now, if that was a challenge for you, or you didn't quite get the exercise, listen to it a few times, go back again, and play with it. Look in front of a mirror, memorize the exercise, and then I'm going to put myself on a G, and then make sure that you really behave yourself when you're up there. No, 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 no. So you're not, okay, none of that. So, if you need to go back and do that again, do it and learn it. It'll be really, really good for you, but stay really vertical, okay? Now for you women, I'm going to put you women on a B flat. That's right in the middle of a first bridge. So if you're used to pulling a lot of chest or singing really loudly, these sounds should help narrow you down and get you vertical and keep you in, okay? If you're used to singing a little headier, then you're going to want to pour it on a little bit and see if you can really hang on to a little chestier quality. Now, I don't mean pulling your chest voice up. I mean a chestier quality. If you can't do that, don't do it. Don't worry about it. Again, this is pretty advanced stuff. When you're belting, you're singing advanced. It's really, certainly intermediate to advanced, okay? So if you can't do this yet, if you haven't found your mix and you can only sing in chest, then this may not be quite yet for you. But if it's something that you want to try, or if you're in a place where you feel that you can do this, give it a shot. And again, it's no, 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 no. Goes like this. No, 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 no. Obviously low on my voice. You're going to be up the octave. Here we go. Great. The D flat, 5. We'll just go to a D. Good, now if that's holding for you, let's start up there and sustain that sucker. No, 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 no. Here we go. Remember this too. Belting is a style of singing, right? Belting is a style. Mix is a technique, right? But belting is a style of mix. You can sing with twang. You can sing with an operatic style if you're a tenor or a baritone or a bass. You can sing with a musical theater style. You can belt like an operatic tenor. You can belt like a Broadway star. You can belt like a rock star. You know, it's a style. The thing that everybody has in common, though, that does this exceptionally well, is they're in their mix first, and then they stylize towards the belt, suitable to whatever genre of music they're singing. Okay? So get out there, belt your you-know-what off, but do it the right way. Get into your mix first. If you don't know how to get into your mix yet, don't belt. Get into your mix first. Then nudge it towards the right sound, and then belt your you-know-what off. Have a good time. And if you want a little ebook that's absolutely free, you can download the 5 biggest mistakes singers make while singing in their mix and belting, and how you can avoid them. And I'll put the link in the description here as well as the other one. Okay? Please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. This is kind of a soapbox for me. Sorry if I feel a little hardcore, but there's so much bad information out there about belting. I just kind of wanted to give you the straight dope about it. So please subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell for notifications. I put videos out every Wednesday, so I hope you like this one. Hope it wasn't a little too hardcore, but I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.